Hello and welcome to the week ahead from the Financial Times in London. Here's what we'll be watching in the coming week. The UK goes to the polls in a historic referendum on whether to remain in the European Union. The vote is expected to have far-reaching consequences for both UK politics and for Europe. And can FedEx continue to fly high? We'll find out when the company reports quarterly results on Tuesday. We are now in the final days of campaigning before the UK votes on Thursday on whether to remain a member of the European Union. Polls have taken a definitive shift towards the Leave camp in recent days, but the Remain campaign is not giving up. While those spearheading the Leave side continue to drum home their messages on sovereignty and immigration controls, UK Chancellor George Osborne is doubling down on his strategy of warning that a Brexit would have dire economic consequences. He said there would be such a big hole in the public finances after leaving the EU that there would have to be an emergency budget to raise tax and cut spending.
A vote to leave will push our economy into a recession. The pound would fall in value by between 12 and 15%. And that doesn't just mean it's more expensive when you have a holiday abroad. It means everything we import becomes more expensive, which increases inflation, and that hits family budgets. So stack all these things together. The fact we'd be heading towards a poorer Britain, the fact we'd be surrounded by uncertainty, the fact the financial system would be volatile, and it builds up to a profound economic shock if Britain leaves the EU.
Both sides have been trading blows on who the public should trust and why. Here's Leave campaigner and head of the UK Independence Party, Nigel Farage.
What we used to know as a British passport is now a passport for EU citizens. And this passport is available to 508 million people, any of whom can come to this country. We're not against anybody. We're not against anybody, but we think it is irresponsible to have an open door. And if you have large levels of immigration coming in at the same time, there is no chance or hope of genuine integration happening.
The heated debate has even seen the Remain and Leave campaigners clash on the River Thames in London. But in the final days before the vote, Prime Minister David Cameron and Chancellor George Osborne are still hoping the electorate will be more concerned about the potential negative economic effects of a Brexit. Meanwhile, the Bank of England is on alert to deal with the immediate consequences of a vote to leave. The central bank said it does not think it can smooth all financial or economic volatility from a Brexit. In the UK, the stakes could not be higher for the politicians involved or for the officials that will have to deal with the immediate fallout of a Brexit.
The EU referendum was supposed to settle the issue of Europe for a generation, heal divisions in the country, and it's conclusively failed to do that. For politicians, the stakes couldn't be higher. If there's a Leave vote, David Cameron and George Osborne are almost certainly out of a job. For officials behind me in the City of London, there's been such bad blood between the Bank of England and the Leave campaign that this will take a long time to heal. But most importantly, for households across the UK who have to deal with the fallout of a Leave vote if there is one, and we simply don't know how bad that might be.
Now to another story that reaches across international borders. Investors will be closely watching the results from FedEx on Tuesday to gauge whether it can continue turning increasing package volumes into bigger profits. The express parcel delivery service has enjoyed growth recently, particularly in FedEx Ground, the company's cheaper road delivery network, which is likely to continue in this latest quarter. Both FedEx and UPS, its bigger rival, have benefited predominantly from e-commerce. Here's what our US industry correspondent had to say about the upcoming results.
E-commerce has represented both a big challenge and a huge opportunity for companies like UPS and FedEx. All those Amazon packages tend to go in batches of 1 or 2 to people's houses. The companies have had to put a huge amount of effort into working out the most efficient way to get those to people. In the last year or so, FedEx has been doing a rather better job of managing that process than UPS. The question when the results come out on Tuesday is going to be whether that good record continues. But FedEx is taking over TNT Express, a Dutch company, and there's a lot of uncertainty in the world economy. So there are some pitfalls there that they have to avoid.
And that's what the week ahead looks like from the Financial Times in London.